Welcome back to Mary Exposed, blah, blah, blah. I just came back from a job interview and I had to take an assessment test right after I filled out the lengthy application. Anyway, have you guys been looking for jobs or just job hunting, and like when you're filling out the application, after they ask you to do like an assessment test or personality test or aptitude test, whatever? I don't know why this is popping up now, and I researched it because after I got rejected today from this job that I'm overqualified for, I could be the director. It was a position for an activities assistant, and anyway, this lady, I filled out the application, I did the assessment test. This lady comes up to me and she said, like, I'm so sorry you didn't qualify for the job based on the results of the assessment test. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? She's like, I'm so sorry. She was like profusely apologizing to me. She's like, we were really, and I was so bummed about it because I'm like, I'm so qualified for this job. I'm so good for it. And I want this job because I'm so done with serving. Like, I'm done with these Utahns. Like, yo, anyway, that's beside the point. So anyway, I'm like walking back I'm walking to the carriage stop and just like near tears, like thinking like, oh my gosh, like I'm not good enough. Like all these negative things were like going, like, you know, all the negative thoughts, of course, start clouding your mind. And then I thought, no, I'm so good. I'm so good for this job. I'm such a good person. I have such a good personality. I would have been amazing for this job. So I'm in the carriage and I called them back and they were like, we were so excited, we're so sorry that you didn't, we just don't know, like, it's just policy. And they, like, you have to come back in a year if you want to reapply, like, all this crazy stuff. But all of them were so profusely apologizing. They were talking with each other. They told me that they were talking with each other, like, we were so excited, we really wanted you to get the job, blah, blah. So that made me feel a lot better. And, like, your resume is just so amazing. And I'm just like, oh, why don't you just give me the job? But they're like, according to our policy, we can't give you the job. Anyway, so these assessment tests are forgive me, but it's absolute bullshit. Researching it, I found that they're doing these tests now because all these candidates come in, it's a good way to weed out all the candidates because they hire people and they just end up not being a good fit after they've hired them. So these tests, which are based on science, personality, all these other topics and stuff that are just over my head, are a good way of, just herding or thinning the herd and just giving you the best applicant for the job. And I really want to see the statistics on how accurate these tests and how what's the word I'm looking for? How effective these tests are, in actually getting you the best candidate if most companies are happy with the people that they've chosen. Anyway, so I have these are some of the questions that I was asked in the aptitude test. So it was for an activities assistant for the elderly, and I love the elderly, the geriatric populace. I just love them. I just think they're just so amazing. Anyway, blah. So one of them was like, do you enjoy a good fist fight? Now, of course, me personally, of course I enjoy a good fist fight. I love MMA. I love boxing. I love even if it's down, like in real life, I don't know, if people are fighting in real life, I'm like, oh gosh. But like if I watch on TV, of course I love a good fist fight. And the answers is always, sometimes, or never. But to get the job, of course, I'm going to say never. Like, I don't want people to think I'm violent and I'm black. Come on. So let me put on my glasses and read the next one because it's so hard to see. It says, excluding prescribed drugs, which of the following do you take? Heroin, Vicodin, Percocet, cocaine, or none? I don't do drugs, so of course I put none. But anyway, that's just a given kind of a question. Next question I had on this test was, have you ever lied since the age of 16? Have you ever lied? Frequently, sometimes, often, never. Darling, I lie. I think I told a lie yesterday. Of course, I lie very quite often, only when necessary. I'm not a liar. I'm a very honest person. But when it's necessary to lie, I do tell a lie, as we all do. But to get a job, of course I put never. Never do I lie. No, of course not. I'm the most honest person since 16. Never. Of course, since age 16, that was a bit of an overstep for me. And I think, thinking now, I probably should have put often because now using my common sense, they wanted to see how honest I wasn't honest on that question. But of course, in my mind, I'm thinking I really want this job. I'm gonna put never. Anyone would have put never. Of course I don't lie. Darlings. The most thing. Next question I had on this thing was, Has someone made you so mad that you wanted to hit them? Always, sometimes, or never. Someone's made me so mad I wanted to kill them. And that's only my child's father. He's my child's father. Sorry, I speak so quickly. Excuse me. I'm not drinking. I haven't drank anything except for my hot chocolate to calm my nerves, which, as you can tell, my nerves are not calm because I'm like, I really want this job. But anyway, my child's father is the only person I've ever wanted to kill. Like, I've, thought about it. Oh my god, just really. But anyway, of course I put never. I am not a violent person, and I'm not a violent person. Like, I would never hurt anyone. Like, I don't initiate fights. I don't instigate fights. I don't provoke someone into wanting to hit me or anything. I always avoid violence. I think you can de-escalate a situation just with words and just being calm or walking away and just saying, hey, look, I'm not gonna argue with you. But of course I put never. A disqualifier. And then the last question, excuse me, get my glasses on here. Have you ever stolen anything in your life? Of course I have. I mean, not just like little things like pencils, paper pads, little things here. When I was younger, you know, my friends and I would go, I mean, they were much more bold than me. They would steal bags full of things. I was just following the herd. But of course I've stolen something in my life. But to get a job, I'm going to say never. I've never stolen anything in my life. Absolutely. I'm a saint. You want me for this job. That's how pure and holy and the other words of that go along that line that I am. So anyway, these assessment tests I think are such malarkey. That's just so bogus. I think it's so dumb. I think what I was reading on the article is that their candidates, they only get a Snapchat is what they use, like a snap reading, or let me use Snapchat. They only get like a snap or just like a little, what am I trying to say here? Why am I just so lost for words right now? But they only get only see a little bit of you when you're at an interview naturally. But I think you can alleviate that by having 1, 2, or 3 interviews, or maybe just having that person come back again and just asking them different questions or asking the same questions and seeing how they respond to that. I honestly think, or if someone just has a good personality, I mean, what happened to that? When you can just have a good personality, your resume speaks for itself. Your references also speak to you, even though they're your own chosen references, but still, or even if someone that they know referred you to the job. What happened to that? Why are there tests now, assessment tests, that are testing us? I mean, gosh, I'm awful at tests, and I don't know many people that are so good at tests that they can just pass it. But anyway, and especially when it comes to personality or, you know, science or social, or just seeing kind of how you adapt to situations. And then the wording in these tests are so tricky. You really have to read them. And the test is saying, oh, don't think too long on the answers, make sure you answer quickly. It's like, of course I'm going to think long on these answers. I really want this job. So it's just, they're just making it harder and harder for you to find a job. And I just don't think in this economy that they should do that. I mean, we're already, us middle class and below, it's already hard enough for us to live as it is, for us to throw a test in there. It's so silly. Anyway, tell me if you've taken these assessment tests and if you've passed, if you haven't passed, or if you find them to be ridiculous or bogus, or if you even find them necessary. Then yeah, so just let me know, blah, blah. I've chatted on and I just talk so much. I'm going to work on slowing down my speech. It's really hard because I just don't speak slow in real life. I'm just blah, blah, blah. Especially when I get in front of a camera, I'm just blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I sound does anyone, Blossom? Was it Blossom? Does anyone remember Blossom? I think that's her name. Blossom. Anyway, Jenna Von Oy. She's always so fast. I remember watching her as a child and I would always be can you please, why is a girl on this show? Can she please slow her speech down? But now I am. I'm just blah, 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 blah. It's time now. Anyway, so great to see you guys, even though I'm not really seeing you. But wow, it's great talking to you. I don't know. I always feel like I'm chatting, but thank you so much for watching Mary Exposed. Yes, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.